From Albuquerque, New Mexico, the 2014 Gildan New Mexico Bowl. We move into the second quarter. Utah State, 99 total yards in that first quarter. UTEP, 95, but it's a 4-point lead for the Aggies. For UTEP, a first down from their own 23-yard line. Jones and Jeffrey, the backs. And this is Showers looking to throw it, going deep on first down. His man just overthrown. Aaron Jones out of the backfield. If he comes up with that, he is gone.
Again, you'll see Utah State's defense crowding the line of scrimmage. They've got 8 guys up there. The safeties are leaning forward. Great job. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys besides 4 defensive line. 9 men at the line of scrimmage. 2 safeties here. And watch the play action. Safeties are biting, and there goes Aaron Jones. They had him open for a shot play. Just overthrew him by a yard.
First incompletion of the day for Showers. He had connected on his first 4 passes. Jeffrey Seafeld just got enough of his legs to bring him down for about a 2-yard gain.
Seafeld making a couple plays here this afternoon already. They talked about how they want to establish a physical presence at the defensive line against UTEP. In the few games they struggled running the football this year was against K-State, Rice, La Tech, and Southern Miss, teams that have big physical defensive linemen.
See the Miners 3 of 5 so far on third down. 3rd and 9. Showers hit as he throws, complete, but then completely undercut the tight end. Eric Tomlinson, all 6'7" of the UTEP tight end, undercut by Brian Sweet. 6-yard pickup, but it'll be 4th down.
Watch this job. Utah State's going to come off the edge. Look, they're going to bring Will, free safety or corner off. They make the hit. Jamel Showers completes the pass. And Brian Sweet's going to make the hit, and their big tight end, Eric Tomlinson, is going to hang on to the football after taking that hit.
6'7", 270-pounder Tomlinson. I think I felt the earth move a little bit on that tackle when he hit the ground.
Hey, there was pressure, there was action, and a great job of covering the back half by Utah State, stopping short of the first down.
Jay Maddox punting, left-footed kicker to short end over end. Punt bounces over the head of Nansen. Grabs it at the 15. Heads upfield, 25, 30. He has a block. Midfield, Nansen. 30, 20, inside the 10. Brought down at the 5. Wesley Miller may have saved a touchdown there on Nansen. That punt bounced over his head, went back and got it, and almost took it to the house. But a flag back at the 30.
Oh, my. This one may be coming back.
Well, 78-yard return. But we'll see about the flag.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 15 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Utah State.
I was looking for flags when he crossed midfield. Didn't see anything initially, but after he was brought down at the 5, there was the flag laying back at the 30. Oh, there's definitely the block in the back.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Tyler Floyd.
Yep. That's going to bring that return back for Utah State early in this second quarter. Capital One Bowl Mania continues tonight as Western Michigan takes on Air Force in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl at 5:45 Eastern, and then South Alabama battles Bowling Green in the Raycom Media Camellia Bowl at 9:15 Eastern on ESPN. Getting the bowls kicked off on this Saturday. The R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl prior to us got things going. Louisiana Lafayette with a 16-3 win over Nevada. And here in Albuquerque, the Gildan New Mexico Bowl, 7-3 Utah State. Begin at their own 23, a 6-yard net gain on that return for Nansen instead of what was a 78-yard punt return called back by the flag. And there's a loss of 2. Joe Hill tackled behind the line by Cooper Brock and Maurice Chavis, that is.
one thing about both these defense. They are very aggressive, and they attack the line of scrimmage, but it's also an opportunity to make some big plays down the field.
After the loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. In motion goes Hill. Myers looking in his direction. Incomplete at the 25. Off the hands of the tight end Wyatt Houston. Houston 5th on the team with 19 catches. They will throw to that tight end on occasion.
Tight end can be a quarterback's best friend. Just a great job in coverage by Jameel Irving, the safety.
But just like that, a 3rd down and 12 here for Kent Myers, the true freshman, the 4th different starting quarterback for Utah State this year. Due to injuries to Chucky Keaton, Darryl Garrettson, and Craig Harrison. Myers with time, dumps it off underneath. There's Nansen, who's up in it at the 22. Ball came out, but after Nansen was down, that was Devin Cockrell that applied the hit. If Nansen hits that corner, David, you don't know how far he may go on that play.
The runner was down, 4th down.
I tell you what, that was an aggressive play and way to close on the football by Devin Cockrell, one of the safeties. He came in, just knifed the legs out of Natson.
It's the first 3 and out for either team so far today. Jared Bentrew punting with Damian Payne back at his own 35-yard line. A whistle at the snap.
Ruling on the field is that the runner was down prior to the ball coming loose. The previous play is under review.
Now they're going to let our replay official, David Almond, take a longer look. See if Natson was indeed down.
And we'll see Natson coming across on the shallow crossing.
Oh.
The ball is out.
That's a fumble.
Before it hits the ground. That is a fumble, and UTEP, I believe, recovered it. Oh, no, Natson. Looks like Natson does.
That ball was kind of off to his side. It definitely looks like a fumble. There's enough to overturn the call on the field that's a fumble. And the question is who came up with it. You know, Natson, from this angle, we may not be able to see. Musgrave came around from the backside for UTEP.
It's hard to tell who comes up with the football. That ball is out. That is a fumble, clear as day. Looks like Natson recovers it and reels it in right here. But whether he actually possesses it before a UTEP player maybe takes it from him, I'm not sure. So I believe Natson did recover. They're just probably trying to figure out where to spot the football. But boy, that was close.
Yeah, they may move it back a yard or two. It looked like he did have possession, David. He was kind of pinning it to the outside of his leg. And is fortunate that he didn't lose that. But the initial call on the field was that it was not a fumble, that he was down. But what we saw on video, there's enough to overturn that call, and that it should be spotted back at the 20 if indeed it appeared that Natson did recover that.
Yeah, I believe the indisputable video evidence is there to move the ball back a yard or two.
So it doesn't look like we're talking about possession of the football, just field position where they're going to spot it. Because right now they have it spotted at the 22, and I think they're going to move this back to the 20, where Natson eventually did recover that football.
The ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
Now that I'm puzzled by. Play stands, which saying there wasn't enough video evidence to overturn the call. So they're going to continue to spot this at the 22, but I don't think there was any question there was enough video evidence to overturn the call that it was fumbled. But we're only talking in result in 2 yards here. Well,
sometimes you wonder what they're looking at.
Yeah, 4th down, and been through the punt with Payne back. End over end punt at the 40. Payne tackled at the 47 by Frankie Sutera playing special teams. 38-yard punt with an 8-yard return. Now Casey Smith, the 3rd member of our broadcast team, down on the field. Casey, tell me some more about the interesting story of Jameel Showers, that senior.
Well, thanks, Mark. One of the things that the coaches really like about Jamil Showers is how great of a leader he is. What you saw last time he was on the field is he got a little bit banged up. He came off limping. It was his left leg, but he's such a great leader. He did not even see the athletic training staff. He went down and talked to all the guys. He looks like he'll be all right. I will keep an eye on that, but he's just such a great leader on the sidelines, guys.
Yeah, Casey, thanks very much. Impressive young man to talk to. We had the chance to do that yesterday. Trying to lead UTEP to a bowl win for the first time since 1967 when UTEP won the Sun Bowl. Of course, that's the bowl in their home stadium. They beat Ole Miss 14-7 back on December 30th of 1967.
Well, one, he's just playing toughness on the field, but two, there's a certain mental toughness that goes along with completing your degree in 3.5 years, working on your master's, and helping turn around a program, that senior class, and getting them to a bowl game.
Sent Golden in motion, handed off to Jones, straight ahead, close to the first down. It'll be a little short at the 43-yard line, tackled by defensive end B.J. Larson. It'll be 3rd and a yard. UTEP scored first on a Jay Maddox 32-yard field goal. Kent Myers a 48-yard touchdown run for Utah State, all in the first quarter. 3 of 6 on 3rd down. 41%, 44% actually converting 3rd down during the regular season. They'll convert here up near the 40. Jones tackled by Brian Sweet. Needed 1, picked up about 2 to extend the drive for the Miners.
And you'll see UTEP come out in 22 personnel. Again, no mystery, just lead zone to the right. And again, hard running, hard hitting, and pick up a dirty couple yards for the first down.
10 minutes to play in this first half. From the 2014 Gildan, New Mexico Bowl. Under center this time, Showers. Jones runs right, turns it upfield. For about 2 to the 39. Ryan Sweet and Zach Vigil greeted him there. There's a Utah State player down. And his outside linebacker, Torrey Green. You know, the injuries, when we talked last night with Matt Wells, the head coach, and we asked him how he has been able to deal with all these injuries, especially to the quarterback position. You know, he said there were times he shed tears, and he got to one point where he just kind of had to laugh, saying, how much worse can it get? Well, hopefully Torrey Green is okay. As they attend to him, we'll step aside here in Albuquerque.
And Mark Ronchetti is the latest weather forecast from KRQE.com.
Utah State linebacker Torrey Green went off the field under his own power, but with a noticeable limp. He's already had a pretty good day. 4 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, but now being attended to on the Aggies sideline. For UTEP, a 2nd down and 8 from the 39-yard line, just inside the 40 of Utah State. The 2014 Gildan, New Mexico Bowl, Utah State leading UTEP 7-3.
Pressure outside.
Showers tip, almost intercepted, incomplete at the 15. They went to the tall receiver Ian Hamilton, 6'5". A flag is down. Hamilton was double covered. Here's the call.
Ineligible lineman downfield on the offense, number 76. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Will Hernandez, the left guard, got a little too far downfield. Well, here's a look at the season-ending injuries. Chucky Keaton, of course, last year had a season-ending ACL surgery, went out in Game 6 last year. Game 3 went out this year, then Garrettson, then Harrison. Been a crazy season for them, David.
Yeah, and those are starters. Those are impact players.
Kyler
Fackrell may be one of the best players on the field when he's out there. He's a 6'5", 255-pound linebacker that play up or down. He's a playmaker.
Swung out by Showers, out towards the sideline. Jones tackled by Siwatafa. Loss of 2. Well, Casey has more on Well, it's just been a head-shaking year for them injury-wise, Casey.
Absolutely. It's been a very strange year for Matt Wells, and one of the quotes he said to us when we talked to him last night was he tells his players, you have to stare adversity in the face and don't flinch. He said this team really cares about each other and that they just have to persevere. He talked about the resilience of his team and how proud of him he is, even though they've had to go through so many injuries.
Casey, thanks. Maddox bounces that into the end zone, so a touchback is going to bring it back out to the 20. But despite all that, this is a team, David, that's trying to win for the 10th time this year. It would be just the second time in school history they won 10 games. They won 11-2 back in 2012, their last year in the WAC.
Well, it's just amazing what they've been able to do to mitigate those injuries, to be flexible with their scheme, to bring out the best in their personnel. And the one thing he talked about, he goes, hey, we knew we had an elite defense. We had to ask our wide receivers to step up. We knew we were working with a quarterback that hasn't played much. Kent Myers done an admirable job. They've also tailored a game plan to his skill set and what he's able to manage in terms of volume.
Some impressive coaching from Matt Wells and his staff. 9-4 coming in, went 6-2. Tied for second in the Mountain Division in the Mountain West. Option, keeping. Myers across the 25 to the 26, hit there by Wesley Miller, a 6-yard gain.
Number 2, Kent Myers keeps on the play.
You see Myers right here. Talked about his athleticism. Now they use him in option mode with Natson outside as a pitch guy. Good decision, pick up positive yards. A little bit of everything. That's what I mean about being creative within their run game and working around their personnel.
Myers, who made his first career start November 1st at Hawaii. Handed off. This is Vigil. Nick Vigil running left. Cuts it back. And will actually get some positive yardage out of that and pick up the first down.
Nick Vigil is a natural athlete. At the linebacker position, you see his ability to run the football. That's really without practicing at running back either. They had to learn how to manage his reps because he was starting both ways for a little bit for them. Came in their win against BYU and gave them a hammer at the running back position. Abilities, you see him switch the ball from right hand to left hand towards the sidelines. Just natural things, and that bend back is an example of that as well.
First down, Aggies. That's Natson in motion. Myers throwing. He's going deep across the middle. Some contact. It was intercepted, but there should be a flag. Payne bumped into the receiver. And I don't think this pick's going to hold, going to stand. Myers took a hit at the backside of the play from defensive tackle Maurice Chavis. Well, we expect a pass interference call. That's going to keep the UTEP defense on the field.
You're going to see Myers. He's going to hang in there and deliver the ball down the field and take a hit right to the chest. You see the pass interference come on Hunter Sharp.
There is no foul on the play. The result of the play is an interception.
Wow.
First down.
They picked up the flag, so the pick is going to hold for Damian Payne, his second interception of the year. Let's take another look at this, David. Number one, Kent Myers, as you mentioned, took a big hit at the end of this.
Yeah, you'll see him hang in there and make the throw. Chavis is going to give him a hit. He takes it right in the chest.
But David, we were watching that play as it developed in front of us here, and it looked for sure like there was contact
Before the ball got there, absolutely.
But the interception stands.
Timeout, UTEP. That is their first timeout.
UTEP is going to use their first timeout.
This will be a 30-second
Obviously,
timeout.
a penalty call is not reviewable, but the officials picked up the flag. Well, while we have a moment, let's check in with John Saunders in the studio. John?
Well, thanks, guys. Just to remind everybody, over on ABC, you can see Garrett Grayson, tremendous quarterback, looking for receiver Rashard Higgins likely in this game. They hook up quite often. 3:30 on ABC, it's Colorado State against Utah in the Royal Purple Las Vegas Bowl. Guys?
Thanks, John. Look forward to that. Of course, Colorado State won here in the New Mexico Bowl last year. Let's take a look at that last play. Do you see pass interference here, David?
You know what? If we could see that roll it back one more time. We don't have time to look at it, but boy, maybe it feels right. I guess it doesn't matter now.
Take another peek shortly, but there's a sack. That Utah State defense back at the 36. John Taylor, loss of 5. And a tackle for loss.
You'll see contact there on one receiver, and definitely Sharp is hit, but while the ball is in the air. And you'll see Utah State's defense is going to respond, and they respond with pressure and attack to get the sack.
Second down at 15, back at the 37, and a whistle at the snap.
Before the snap, false start, offense number 18. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Well, one thing that hasn't gone right for Sean Kugler's Miners today, the frequency of the penalties, a much higher rate than they experienced during the regular season, David.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one thing to get the turnover. It's another thing to capitalize on it. And penalties and going backwards is not a part of that formula.
They've gone back into their own 33 where it's second down and 20. They stack 2 receivers at the top, including Golden. If the run comes to the near side, the stiff arm, Aaron Jones, they'll mark him out of bounds at the 43-yard line, an 11-yard run, pushed out by Zach Vigil. Thanks to the penalties, they're still going to face a third down and long here. Line to gain is the 47 of Utah State for a first down. Third down and 9.
See how much Utah State decides to pressure. They're coming with pressure.
Showers has to make a move to avoid one tackle, but now retreats all the way back to his 20 and lets it fly out of bounds. He was chased by Nick Vigil initially, and both Vigils eventually were in pursuit of the quarterback, Jameel Showers, there.
Well, Tart Orlando is going to dial up some pressure on third down. And here's Nick Vigil coming off the edge. He's got to go high on the high side of the quarterback. Great job by Jameel Showers to avoid the sack and throw the ball away.
Referee Charles Lewis explaining that there's no intentional grounding there. The ball went beyond the line of scrimmage. Maddox punting. And Nansen at his own 20. Nansen's returned 4 punts for touchdowns in his career, 2 this season. 1 against Wyoming, 1 against Idaho State. That's angled to the far side. Not going to give Nansen a chance to return that one. Nearly returned one the previous punt, but it came back due to penalty. The Aggies offense will take the field again when we come back.
The 2014 Gildan New Mexico Bowl is brought to you by New Mexico Tourism. Plan your next New Mexico true adventure at newmexico.org. Ultra HD from Vizio. Nothing is more captivating. And the Venture Card from Capital One. Earn unlimited double miles you can use with no blackout dates.
Well, the pep rally yesterday for the Aggies and the Miners. The last time these two schools played one another in college football was back in 1961. They actually opened up the 60 and 61 seasons against one another. Utah State won both those games. The Aggies had Merlin Olsen playing for them back in those days. Of course, field named after him now in Logan. It's a run up to the 22 for Joe Hill. Gain of 6, brought down by Nick Usher.
Mike Ruggles.
Joe Hill, the senior running back, a real good talent, been banged up most of the year. I think this might be the first game in a while that he's come out. He's not playing with the knee brace anymore, and he's a guy that can handle a volume of carries once he gets going.
Averaging 4.1 per carry this year. You mentioned the knee injury, had some ankle issues. Nansen in motion. They faked the jet sweep. Myers wants to throw. Now being pursued and just throws it out of bounds. Musgrave put a hit on the quarterback Myers when he threw it away.
See Musgrave, the linebacker, again, UTEP, great job in pursuing. But Kent Myers, both quarterbacks doing a great job of avoiding the rush and sacks and getting rid of the football.
3rd down and 4. UTEP was not able to take advantage of the interception in their previous offensive possession. They're trying to get a defensive stop. The Aggies at their own 22 and still 5:10 to play in this first half. Plenty of time. Myers dumps it off. Has a man wide open across the middle at the 30 and a first down up to the 32 for Hunter Sharp. A 10-yard gain. Tackled by Jameel Irving.
Jameel Irving with the tackle.
Casey has more down on the field on Kent Myers. Casey?
Thanks, Mark. After he threw that interception, Matt Wells came over to him and they discussed what went wrong on the play. And the head coach's message to his quarterback was, look, you're going to get hit. This is college football. You have to learn how to compete through it.
Hey, Casey, thanks. You know, David, when you and I watched that play live, I thought it was an obvious pass interference call. But
yeah, the officials thought probably the defensive back had a right to make the play on the football as well.
That's a loose football, and it looks like UTEP has recovered at the 25. Myers taking another big hit. He is slow to get up.
Well, defensive coordinator Scott Stoker loved to bring pressure. And that time it was their corner number 1, Adrian James. And I believe Alvin Jones might have recovered. You'll see right here, they're going to bring corner fire. And Kent Myers never sees it coming. He's going to come full speed and make the hit, the sack, and the fumble.
Jones recovering. So the second turnover for Utah State on back-to-back possessions. Handed off. This is Nathan Jeffrey. Jeffrey, a guy who came in with over 2,100 career rushing yards for UTEP, 10th on their all-time list. Don't want to forget about this guy. You know, Aaron Jones has taken the #1 job, David, but Nathan Jeffrey's been a key part of their rushing attack.
Yeah, Matt Wells and Todd Orlando, defensive coordinator, are well aware that they have 2 capable running backs in this offense.
Well, you see Myers being looked at on the sideline. When we asked the Utah State staff, hey, if worse comes to worse, we hate to even bring it up, if you lose another quarterback, who takes over? And they didn't think DJ Nelson, the true freshman walk-on, would come into play. They thought it would be Ronald Butler, who's a wide receiver who has played quarterback in his career. But we'll see if Myers is able to come back after that vicious hit. Well, after the run, a first down for UTEP.
And this is an area, as Sean Kluge, we try to turn things around in a program and a football team, is learning how to take advantage of mistakes other teams make. And right now, finding a way to put this ball in the end zone is something that UTEP has got to do.
First down from the 14 of the Aggies. Come around the near side. Banner, wide receiver Zaire Banner, who was a freshman out of Killeen, Texas, a 9-yard gain. Ricky Sutera with the tackle for Utah State.
And then they're going to fake it to Aaron Jones and bring Banner around again. You'll see him. He's got a lead blocker out in front of him. The fullback is the cruiser. Helps him get to the edge.
Second down and 1 from the 5. Clock running, under 3 minutes to go in this first half. Jones. Flag is out. May have enough for the first down if the penalty does not play a part in that, and it does.
On the offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second
Chris
down.
Thomas, the right guard, called for the hold.
And you'll see 77 right there, the right guard. He's going to take down the defensive line. Utah State uses a lot of movement, displacement up front. And you get on the edge, and the officials, when they see a defensive lineman go down in an unnatural way, they're going to throw the flag all the time. And it pains me to say that, I want you to know.
I know it does. at the penalties against UTEP, already 45, came in averaging about 35 a game, so they've already exceeded that.
Yeah, that's 6 penalties already here this afternoon.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Thank you.
Reset the game clock to 2:22. Ball spotted back at the 15.
2 minutes, 22 seconds.
Now they get the clock where they want it. Showers hands off Jones, but he's tackled for a loss. At the 17, Nick Vigil breaking through for a 2-yard loss. Well, Myers, looks like he's headed back to the Utah State locker room already. And that number 18, that's Ronald Butler, senior.
And yes, he is warming up right there. And he could throw the ball very well. High school quarterback.
Showers hands off, straight ahead, Josh Bell. Tackled at the 9 by the Vigil brothers, Nick and Zach. You know, we hated to ask when we talked with Utah State yesterday, Matt Wells, you know, what happens if, you know, we hate to say it because it's already happened 3 other times to them at the quarterback position. But it looks like that situation is going to play out here. Unless Utah is able to eat the rest of his clock down in this first half, we would see Butler at quarterback on the next possession for Utah State, but there probably is not going to be a whole lot of time left.
Well, and just a crucial penalty deep in your own territory. That's going to force them to settle for a field goal instead of getting the touchdown and totally change the momentum of the game going into halftime. And points is good, and it's a good thing, but boy, a touchdown would have been a big difference.
Well, Maddox already has a 32-yard field goal that he has made in this game, and they're going to call on him again here late in this first half. 42 seconds left first half. 7-3 Utah State leading the Gildan New Mexico Bowl. .47 seconds left first half from Albuquerque, the 2014 Gildan New Mexico Bowl. 7-3 lead for Utah State, but UTEP and sophomore out of Las Vegas, Jay Maddox, to attempt a 25-yard attempt. He connected from 32 yards in the first quarter. For UTEP's points in this football game. Want to make it a 1-point game. Ball's on the ground, picked up. And UTEP will come up empty. Mike Ruggles is the holder, Nick Dooley the snapper, and the snap didn't look all that bad. It just looked like Ruggles didn't catch it.
Yeah, the snap was there. It just bobbled by the holder. Look, the snap's right on time, right into the hands.
Maddox picked it up, took off, trying to perhaps pick up a first down or maybe score, but he was wrapped up, and UTEP fails to convert on both the Utah State turnovers now. And here's Ronald Butler in at quarterback for Utah State. He's going to run it and takes off 20, 25, 30. And Butler stumbling, staying on his feet, but is brought down from behind at the 30. How about that for your first play at the quarterback position, at least in this game? 61-yard run. They have timeouts, 31 seconds remaining.
They use Ronald Butler as a Wildcat quarterback, and you're going to see it's going to be lead draw. Lawan Hunt with the block, and look, Butler springs it. He is almost gone. No one's going to catch him. That little trip up by the ankle, that was it.
Going towards the end zone, and he's got a man open there, but a collision at the 1 and the flag. It'll be pass interference on Damian Payne. Well, prior to that pass attempt, Butler had thrown 5 passes this year, 2 touchdowns, 1 picked off. And as you mentioned, David, he'd been used in that Wildcat quarterback spot this year.
Yeah, so much for playing it safe and taking a knee before the end of the half.
Pass interference from the defense number 6. A penalty is enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And you'll see Damian Payne again make contact with Hunter Sharp. That's definitely pass interference. But boy, how about the aggressive call there by Kevin McGibbon, offensive coordinator for Utah State.
They have 2 timeouts remaining, 7 penalties now against UTEP for 70 yards. First down from the 14, a flag. Butler keeping, and he's into the end zone, but let's see about the flag back at the 17.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
Still first down.
Not have enough men on the line of scrimmage, so it comes back.
Wow, penalties in the red zone, hurting both teams. Matt Wells not happy.
His team trying to convert here late in the half after UTEP missed a chance for a field goal that could have made it a 1-point game. 16 seconds left, 2 timeouts for the Aggies. Butler looking like he wants to run again and does so. Spins at the 15, brought down at the 11. They can use a timeout here. 8-yard run. Clock still running. Now they do stop it with 6 seconds left.
They were slow to stop the clock there.
Yeah, they should probably add some time onto this, I would think.
Timeout, Utah State. That is their second timeout of the first half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 8 seconds.
Now they're going to add 2 seconds onto it to 8.
Yeah, the interesting dilemma for Utah State. Kent Myers obviously not playing, injured after the hits he's taken. But Ron Butler's your Wildcat. How much do you want to throw him and how much do you want to run him? Because I don't know who's left after that.
Right. Then they probably would have to play the true freshman walk-on quarterback DJ Nelson, who on their 2 deep coming into this game was listed as the backup. But the Utah State coaches told us, hey, if the unfortunate happens, we would go to Butler at quarterback, which is what has happened here in the first half. Well, look who's come back. It's Kent Myers. So Myers back at quarterback. Throws a fade to the end zone. Incomplete. No flag. 4 seconds left. Adrian James on the coverage of Hunter Sharp. So Myers does come back, throws a fade pass to the back of the end zone that goes incomplete, and they'll settle for a field goal attempt.
Hunter Sharp had a chance to make a play on that football. He came back to it. I'm surprised he's a guy who makes catches like that. He's slow to get up as well.
Nick Diaz 12 of 15 this year, as long a 49-yarder against UNLV. This is a 28-yard attempt. Out of the hole to Jaron Bentrude. Off the right hash. No kick, as a timeout taken by UTEP prior to the snap.
Timeout, UTEP. That is their 3rd and final timeout.
So they used their last timeout trying to ice the kicker, Nick Diaz. Well, Capital One Bowl Mania continuing on Monday. BYU takes on Memphis in the Miami Beach Bowl at 2 o'clock Eastern. You're on ESPN.
Yeah, what a turnaround is taking place at Memphis under Coach Fuente. Got a contract extension because of it. He brought that program out from the depths. It was off the map for a while. And then BYU, think about how their season turned around.
Right.
With the injury to Taysom Hill against Utah State. And boy, things went downhill after that. Taysom Hill, one of the truly great players in the country. People were talking Heisman and national championship for BYU. They're undefeated at that point.
He was back on October 3rd, and Utah State won that game in Provo. First time they'd won there since 1978. Here's the 28-yard attempt for Nick Diaz. Left, and he missed it. And time expires. Well, what a weird last minute we saw in this first half, David. Each team misses an opportunity to add 3 points, and it stays 7-3.
The sequence of volleys here before the end of the half are amazing. Penalties, missed opportunities in the red zone. Maybe the timeout by Sean Kugler, icing the kicker, help right there.
Casey down on the field with Coach Matt Wells of the Aggies. Casey?
Coach, you said that this game you wanted to see rebuilding from your regular season finale against Boise State. How do you assess your team's play so far?
Well, good in some areas. It's been a little sloppy. We hurt ourselves a couple times. You know, the ball's inside the 5 and we get a block in the back penalty and a couple things. But I like the way they're competing. We got to come out and play a clean second half.
A couple of turnovers, but you're still holding them to only 3 points. What adjustments do you want to see in the second?
Well, we got to stay on the field on offense. We've been moving the ball pretty good, actually. We just, you know, something hurt us or a turnover. You know, we didn't pick up a blitz off the corner, and we had a turnover. We can't have turnovers.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks so much.
Casey, Coach Wells, thanks very much. Kind of a strange ending to the first half here in Albuquerque in this 2014 Gildan, New Mexico Bowl, but it's 7-3 Utah State at the intermission. Now let's go to John Saunders, Butch Davis, and Robert Smith in the studio.